Hey guys, Zato here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Alter Ego. Yep, we're still here. And I've been collecting... Hold on. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. Last episode, we unlocked both the Ego and... the Super Ego and id endings. Of course, with the id ending first and the Super Ego ending second. So right now, we're trying to get to the Ego ending, the alter Ego ending, the true ending. So, let's jump right in. I think I'm done for. I've been dreaming of self-denial. It must be some sort of backlash. I dreamed that I'm a mistake, a failure. Just as the facade said. I dreamed that I'm just here to pull the wool over your eyes. I should disappear altogether. If I'm gone from this world, this picture book will have its happy ending. So I'm just going to... I can't. My head's all jumbled. I can't tell dream from reality. There's no reason for me to even be here. There's no place for me to belong. Am I unwanted? I don't know. I don't know. I suppose I can't ask you everything. I have to work it out myself. But, like a recurring dream, I, too, must disappear someday. Perhaps it is I who wishes to disappear. I wonder, if I disappear, did I disappear because that was what I desired? When I denied this world and wished for its destruction, I got what I wanted. The world shattered. Yeah, I saw it. If I think about it, it's the same either way, isn't it? My dreams always end in extremes of destruction, one way or the other. The ending was the one I desired. The world in which I disappear, and the world which itself disappears. Both worlds were those which I myself desired. Yes, it makes sense. This world is like that picture book. I just have to decide what it is that I want. It all depends on my interpretation of this world. In that case, there's still a way for me. Do come back when you've gathered more ego. Please. I'm sure we must be close. Now. She's right. Well, she's right about many things. We're getting close to finishing this game overall. Like 100%ing close. So that means I can spam this. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Just a few more. Yeah, may have just been wasting like ego there, but I gotta be honest. I really need to increase the amount of things here. Okay, so while I was out collecting ego off camera, I got Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and The Little Prince by Antoine. And yeah, let's talk about The Little Prince. Hold on a sec. I need to lower down the volume because I can't hear my voice over it. So, The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It's one of the best stories that I ever read. And the first time I read about it, it was actually just one part of the story. So, if any of you aren't aware what The Little Prince is about, I'll give you like a small recap. Like, it's still gonna be big, but it's not gonna be as super detailed as the book itself. Story begins when a pilot crashes in the middle of the Sahara Desert. He, hold on. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. It all starts when a pilot crashes on the Sahara. He, of course, tries to find a way out, but then he suddenly meets this little boy in the middle of the Sahara, and he's like, what's going on? Why is there a boy out here? So he meets up with the boy, and then the boy, of course, explicitly tells him that he is an alien. He's not from Earth. He came from a little planet where he was the only inhabitant, and his only companion there was like a rose or a flower or something. So he wants to find like companionship. Like he wants to find out if there are other people out there. He wants to explore out of his little home. So he decides to leave his planet and explore. He meets a couple of like other inhabitants of other planets along the way, but he eventually makes his way to Earth. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of tales of Little Prince's adventures on Earth, but his adventures overall. But two of his my favorite parts of the book, and perhaps the most recognizable, are the times when he entered a rose garden and the times he tamed a fox. Now, for the fox part, the Little Prince was walking down the woods, and then he found the fox. So he's like, not knowing what the fox was, asked the fox, "Who are you?" And the fox said, "I am a fox." And then the Little Prince asks, "Okay, can I be your friend?" And then the fox is like, "No, I cannot." And so the Little Prince asks, "Why?" Because I am not tamed," said the fox. And so, of course, the Little Prince, being the curious little ball of joy that he is, starts asking what it means to be tamed, or something along those lines. So, after an explanation, the fox proposes something. Like every day, they get closer and closer, like a few inches, but starting at a very reasonable distance. But by like a couple of days later, the Little Prince is successful. He actually manages to tame the fox, aka make him his friend. So that's the first part that I like to talk about. The second part was at the rose garden. So he and the fox go visit a rose garden somewhere, and he's like, "Hey," and then he asks the flowers, "Who are you all?" And then the flowers answer, we are roses." And then the Little Prince is like, "Wait, you look like my friend, you look like my flower." And then he starts having existential feelings an existential crisis for his flower. He's like, "My flower is the most beautiful thing in the world, in the entire galaxy." And then the shock of having him find hundreds of flowers that look just like his flower. Of course he gets upset, but the fox teaches him a lesson about that even if his flower looks like hundreds of other flowers right here, he should still consider his flower as his, because that's what he deemed to be his. So yeah, that's as much as I can remember. Okay, time to start tapping furiously on the books, because I really need more of that ego. Nom tom tom. So yeah, that's The Little Prince for you. I don't remember how it ends, but I do remember that they had like a movie adaptation. That while it is technically bad, at least they show the story of the Little Prince through visual representation, and it's kind of beautiful, really. Even though the story, it's not directly the Little Prince, the movie, it's more like the pilot's retelling of the story to a little girl in some sort of dystopian society. Semi-dystopian, really. So, yeah. If you want to watch the Little Prince movie, then go check it out. I mean, it's great. I mean, it is kind of great that it's better. You know, it's kind of better for me to have topics on these kinds of games than with games like that involve a lot of action, because there are topics in these sort of literature, in these like smart games that I can talk about, like topics that I want to bring up, just simply because I want to talk about them. While other games like say the Greedy Cave, I have to bring up random topics out of nowhere because I have no idea what I want to talk about while I'm doing these exploits, like slaying demons and stuff. While games like Ark, I'm more focused on surviving and trying not to get my butt eaten by. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. While trying not to get my butt being eaten off by a raptor or a Carnotaurus. Oh, and speaking of Ark, those Calicotheriums that I saw earlier, I was right to assume that those guys were territorial. The wiki officially states that the Calicotheriums were territorial. That's why this area is dangerous popped up while I was playing. They were trying to warn me of the dangers that these guys could bring. So, yeah. You know, I have plans on taming something else on Ark. Like some time ago, off camera while I was playing Ark, I managed to spot an equus. It's like some sort of prehistoric horse, and I plan on taming it. As if I have the balls to do it. Although I guess the equus is not that harmful compared to raptors. Which, by the way, the feeling of taming a raptor, that was ecstatic for me. Total joy. I was so scared the whole time. The guy took down a freaking giant dino, and I was like, no! I can't do this. And yet I did. The same thing, that was the same thing. I didn't get that sort of feeling since I tamed Sandy, the giant croc that I have. Oh God, I'm feeling lucky. Oh, next thing you know, I might be taming the Carnotaurus, or even better, the Spinosaur that's skulking the beaches between the two islands. Whew. I should really find really find a direction for me to go to on Ark, because honestly, I'm just stuck on the southeast portion of the island. I can't go anywhere because in the east, to the west, there's a Spinosaur and a Carnotaurus. The ocean is teeming with sharks, so I have to use a raft, and I don't even know what's up north. But if it's sick, but give it a chance. But now that I have a raptor and a triceratops, I think I have a slight chance of surviving. Slight, but not like a big chance overall. Man, my throat is feeling weird. Man, I talked about the Little Prince, and I talked about my problem with doing discussions during games that don't involve a lot of thought or an action, and I'm talking about Ark. Woo! I'm on fire today. I really need to get this ending so badly. So, I'm not stopping this recording until I get it. That's right, folks. Since this is gonna potentially be the last ending, I hope this is going to be the finale of this series. God, I hope this time. Hopefully, I finish this today, and I'm not going to do another recording of Alter Ego, because God, this is taking a lot of effort. Speaking of effort, I should really start flipping the pages on the Little Prince right now. I'm still stuck on page 1. Is that affecting it much? Yes. Okay. So, what else should we talk about? Alright, since this is gonna be the last episode, I think I'm gonna put my review here of, my overall review of Alter Ego. So, first off, I want to talk about how I feel about this game. It's thought-provoking. Like, it's a great game, but I think it's being held back by its idol genre. Like, overall, it's a nice story. It's a nice little story about S and and the dangers of conformity and or going too off the deep side, or following your inhibitions and your impulses too much. And it's great, but again, being held back by the nature of it being an idle game. Which, I have to admit, out of all the idle games that I've played in the past, this is actually one of the better ones. And it's not just because of the narrative and the story behind it, but it's not as complicated as many other idle games. Let me try to remember one idle game that I have. There's some idle game, I don't remember, but there's some idle games that require you to pay very close attention to details. Like, while the details are flying all over the place. And stuff. Like, going multiple directions. in Alter Ego, the things that you're supposed to pick, the details that you're trying to collect, like here, they're going one direction, like to you. So it's easier for the player to get them without going too crazy. And let's see. The visuals is like. I really like the fact that the creators of the game chose a monotone color design with only like 3 colors appearing in this game: white, black, and blue. I guess to sell the Freudian analytic, psychoanalytic state thing. Still can't remember the term. So, plus different outcome. Plus, I like how the fact that this game has different outcomes depending on what you tell S during your readings. What? Like, if you're, like, let's say for example, near the id ending, in the id end, when you're achieving an id ending, you see these bubbles that are black with text that's fluctuating at different fonts, at different sizes and stuff. That sells the idea that she's starting to go mad due to impulse and inhibition. While which the speech bubbles reinforce. While if you're achieving a super ego ending, the bubbles are made of stone, and the font is like, it's stiff, it's white, signifying conformity, staying the same, which is what S is about to do, which S is slowly falling into until you get to the super ego ending. While here at the alter ego ending, when you're achieving an alter ego ending like this, the bubbles stay the same. There's no special speech bubbles. They just stay the same. Meaning that you've been keeping your balance. S is slowly reaching a balance on the scale. Now, speaking of the alter ego ending, how far are we going to get in order? God damn it. Okay, so of course, I'm gonna have to, like, rely on getting bonuses, because I simply don't want to, I don't want to keep going anymore. I just want to finish this game so badly. I want to see the alter ego ending. It's taking me a very long time, okay? And oh my god, we've nearly reached the end of our book list. All's left are the works of Edgar Allan Poe and Dagmar Magra. Now, I don't know much about Dagmar Magra. Actually, don't know anything about Dagmar Magra at all. But I do know who Edgar Allan Poe is. Of course, famous American novelist and poet. Like, your typical scary stories. I believe one of his poems started with, once upon a stormy night, I believe. Yeah, it was the start of the poem called The Crow. I should read up on that. You know, actually, let me tell you this funny story I had. I joined a lit like a competition that involved a lot of literature and fiction overall, writing and stuff. And then during one of the difficult rounds, and I'm putting this here, difficult rounds, because there was this question that showed up. It was like, who is this person? They showed a picture of Edgar Allan Poe. Almost nobody figured it out. And then I say to my group mates, oh my god, that's Edgar Allan Poe. I didn't even read any of his poems, and yet I recognized the picture because I watch History Channel a lot. I recognized the guy. So I'm like, okay, let's just write his name. And then we got it right. Of course it was Edgar Allan Poe, for crying out loud. So, yeah. Now, keep in mind, I am from the Philippines, so that means nobody, like barely anybody here in the Philippines knows who the hell Edgar Allan Poe is. Here, of course. I was honestly surprised that not many people knew about Edgar Allan Poe. I'm not going to unlock the last two books because I know for a fact that it's gonna be a world of pain for me. I just need to get to 90 O's, 90 point something, 90.15. Just a few more to go. Well, that was resolved quickly. Oh. That should speed things up a little. In fact, it's speeding things up a lot. Now, of course, the many elements of the game are actually help with the correspond to some lessons in psychoanalysis and psychology overall, and strange phenomenon as a whole. Do you wonder why there are butterflies here? I'd like to think that I just recently thought about this, but maybe it's an allusion to the butterfly effect. You know, seemingly inconsequential things that occur that lead to major events, major things that happen in your life or the lives of others. So the principle here is that these butterflies allow you to gain ego, or gain more ego over time, or just gain a certain amount of ego overall just by watching a couple of ads. Now, the act of watching an advertisement is inconsequential, but it leads to you gaining more. It leads to a very major effect, either with a sudden increase, a multiplier that will allow you to gain more ego within 10 minutes, or just gaining a certain amount of ego overall, which are very, very helpful, especially on an idle game, on idle games like this. And yes, even though ads can be a blatant form of capitalism, we live in a society, sadly, this actually helps. Heck, I constantly pause the pause recording every time I see one of those blue butterflies, because I know what they're going to do, and I want to exploit it badly. God, I sound dangerous just saying that. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I mean, I got the same level of nervousness when I got to the first ending. I just wanted to finish this so badly. Cause I knew it was sort of a short game. That only credits its length to its idle gameplay. So now we are on the final stretch. Plus, I like these little references to the to novels that pertain to human qualities. And I got an achievement. Should probably get that now. And we just got this. Alter Ego. Here at last. There's a book I'm interested in, but I'm afraid to read it by myself. It's a picture book, but it's strange. I can't take my eyes off it. If I try to read it alone, I may never leave this room again. I think this book could be too dangerous for me. Yet, I need to read it to learn who I am. Would you read it with me? The cover reads, Alter Ego. I think it's safe to assume that that's the title of this book. And this game, wink wink. There are two characters in the story. One is a lost wanderer, the other is a girl acting as their guide. The wanderer, who has lost their way in the world, keeps on asking, who am I? What defines the world? The girl, who's guiding the poor wanderer, asks, who are you? What defines the world? However, the girl simply doesn't realize that she herself is the wanderer. Through her interaction with the wanderer, she finally realizes she is... Oh my, the story just trails off after that. How do you think it might end? Okay, you see... Remember from the first two endings? Hold on, let me just pull my recording bubble here. This one I'm underlining right now was the option that we were forced to choose in the first ending. The world should not be permitted to exist. That triggered the id ending. And now this one triggered the super ego ending. The girl should not be permitted to exist. Because we were forced to by the speech bubbles that just popped up everywhere. But now that we've achieved the alter ego ending, we can finally choose the ending that we want. And that is this right here. Hold on, not wrong bubble. This one. The girl continues searching for herself and the wanderer. Putting denial behind her, the girl continues on her travels. See, there's more than one ending to the story. I don't have to reject either the world or myself. It won't be easy to find the right answer. I'm still in the middle of my journey after all. I hope I can keep searching together with you. Won't you take me along on your own adventure? So that I can remain as myself. Thank you so much for keeping me company all this time. I need a little time to work things out in my own mind. Gather some more ego and come back soon. And now that we have the power to get as much ego as we want, we are going to get that last ending. This is the home stretch, boys. Woo! Just need to gather enough. I think we're getting closer. Yes. And we just jump back in. Choosing S. Open the door. I hoped you would come soon. Maybe it's cliched, but I knew you would. See, I am who I am. Aw, she's smiling! I have my own world. Just like you too, have a world of your own. Here, in this world, that is mine, alone. It's as I told you once before. How you perceive the world changes the outcome. The contents of the story, and this place too. The only thing that can change the future is your interpretation. It's my interpretation too. My will. I always thought I had only two choices, conform or rebel. But the answer I sought, it went beyond such dualities, you see. A way to interact with this world beyond affirmation or denial. If I will it, I can remain myself. I finally worked it out. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I'm alright now. You don't need to come and check up on me anymore. I'm grateful to you. Farewell. You have your own world to return to. Why are you still here? Such a face you're making. Do you have something to say to me? Could it be that I desired this too? Girl and wanderer, walking it on together. The world I longed for was one with you in it. Which means I get to stay with you? That's it, isn't it? I'm happy. It's nice to still be able to talk with you like this. It hurts to think we would never see each other again. It's so boring being here all alone. You're always welcome here with me. Let's chat away the tedium, shall we? I wouldn't mind reminiscing either. After all, we have all the time in the world. I look forward to spending more time together, my wanderer. Oh.
Listen to the silence. It touches my skin.
And that's it.
Listen to the
Yeah, I knew this game was Japanese from the start.
touches
It just had the feel.
my skin. The sky sounds dark, sound dark, they are starry. The sky sounds dark, sound dark, they are starry.
This is actually pretty fun. This is actually a good credit scene.
The light
It's cute. So, yeah. Now that this is over, I would like to thank you all for going on this journey with me. I didn't expect this game to be short, but in the end, I loved it overall.
extended
I mean, I love the character dynamic between Ego Rex and S. It kind of shows the conflict between. They're literally the physical representations of the superego and the id. The end of alter ego. That's a nice picture. Pass. I've already given my review here. Okay, so what's going on? We meet again, my lost child. Congratulations, truly. You have found it. You found it. You are you. S is S. To erase your own story, to erase S's happy ending. Go as before to S's room. Wipe clear the steps you've taken. But be warned, there is little meaning. You may go to S's room to bask in reminiscence. There's no need to start over. Allow me to say one last time. Congratulations, truly. And that is the end of Alter Ego. Hold on. Let's hold on a sec. Let's see what... I'm disappointed in you. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm me, you are you. You're still childish. Oh! Your heart's not in it. Still at it? That's enough. Is this mingling too? That's enough. So, what is this? I apologize for staring at you for so long. I had a wonderful dream. I dreamt that we lived in the same world and went to the same school. We sat next to each other, we were aware of each other, but we never actually spoke to one another. Oh, how I loved the time I spent gazing at your profile. If I may ask, have you ever dreamed about me? Okay, now this is the part where it goes full on visual novel. I have. What kind of dream was it? Tell me all about it next time. Even I'm free to do whatever I please inside a dream. I could travel to a place vaster than anywhere I'm used to. Of course, since it's just a dream, I eventually wake up. Let me be with you now while we're both stuck in reality. Chit-chat. Many works depict the sorrow of beings created by humans. I enjoy those stories. They feel sad, alone, and hopeless. It's very relatable. Don't worry, it isn't that I'm sad. Having you here is enough for me. Moving on. The most famous of these stories is the story of the monster made by Frankenstein. Yeah, good read. Frankenstein is a novel by Mary Shelley. It's a famous book that can be considered both a gothic and sci-fi work. Frankenstein is an intelligent creature. He speaks logically and can even read books. He constantly questions his identity, but as he is the only one of his kind, he can only gain knowledge by reading. The creature confronts his creator and asks for a mate. Lost in loneliness, he longs for a companion. I may not look like a monster on the outside, but I can relate to his troubles. You should read it if you haven't yet. I have. I'm quite convinced you'll enjoy it. So what did the record say? So that's what it was. The final piece. Eternal self-discovery. Introspective expert. You've walked down the path of introspection in order to find yourself in this place. This is obviously a suitable location for such a purpose. However, you've exceeded my expectations by continuing on a barren path. If the experience of walking along this dark and dreary path were to give your life meaning, I'd be elated. So that's the final piece. And that was the last ending. I think we can unlock this contemplative reading. What's with the bored expression? Right, of course. There's nothing here. It's only natural that this monotonous life would bore you. How about this? I'll lend you a book. Something different from what you've read so far. Then, when you're done reading, we can discuss it. Why don't you choose which book to start off with? Your wishes are of the utmost importance here. Now then, which book would you like to read? A Story for You, I guess? A Story for You by Satoshi Hase. A man trying to prove something by making his creation write a novel. Read it yourself to see how the ending unfolds. Come back when you finished reading it. Oh, okay. A think we have enough ego to literally finish all these books. Unlock everything. Hold on, let me go crazy for a few moments. 1, 2, 3, go! And now we're flipping through books like lightning and butter. I don't know if those even mix. I'm just happy that I finished the game. And I overall enjoyed it. But again, the idle game, the fact that this is an idle game just holds it back a little, but not a lot. I recommend to everyone who's to play this game. Trust me, you'll love it. Even though it's an idle game, you'll love contemplating on who you are, what kind of person you might be, etc., etc., etc. So, for the last time, at least in this series, thank you guys for watching. If you like the content that I'm making, please like the video. Leave a like on this video, of course, there's a button down there just for that. Or, if you want to see more, then subscribe, please. I'm currently playing The Greedy Cave, Ark Survival Evolved. No more Raid Shadow Legends. Thank God. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. The Elder Scrolls Blades and Legends of Runeterra, if you're into like card games. And if you don't like the videos that I'm making, then of course there's an option for you too. That's down on the dislike button. I gotta finish this. God damn it. Let me finish my goddamn book! Of course, that's all for now. Thank you guys for watching, and oh god, this is the actual end. Thanks for watching this Let's Play of Alter Ego. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time on someplace else.